That's just cruel. You've taken land, you've taken people, you've exploited us, you've tried to commit genocide on us. Yet this symbol still stands everywhere we look.
The names of the streets across the city are named after sons.
I think that's a small gesture. It's something of an acknowledgement, and it's only done in a time where it's good for the media. We have our own names. We have our own names. And perhaps it's time for the people who live on this land to learn our language and what they truly should be called.
You said it. Can I just ask you to present yourself once again? Tell me your name.
Gwetdio, Yujats, Wakskareo. My name is Gwetdio, Kwettiio.
And you're from the...
I'm from Gahnawaga,
Yeah.
territory, and I'm kahnistensera. Kahnistensera means I'm a mother, and our job is to protect the earth and see it there for the children to come, the unborn children to come. And it's our job to find out where these children are buried from our past and have them brought home so we can cherish their existence and learn from what they've been through.
We're also here to talk about rural Victoria, what they're going to do to the rural Vic.
There's a lot of issues at hand. There's the cross coming down. There's the new Vic project that's happening with the Royal Vic, McGill University and the grounds that it's on. That was once a village of ours, and in our ways we move from place to place, our village, every few years, so the ground can replenish itself, and so the people can learn once again how to rebuild themselves. And that was a place where we once lived, and it still remains. We never gave that up. That property was never ceded. This whole land was never ceded. It was just taken, and it's our job to make sure that the people there that know, and those kids that are buried there, that they're not disturbed, and they're given a proper ceremony to let them rest properly, because they were murdered.
So you think there are kids that are buried?
Yes, among other people there. Under McGill and under the Allen Memorial and the Royal Victoria site. So right now, that's my job. My job is to make sure, because if we don't make sure that this is fixed, it's just going to continue. Right now, there's how much money being spent and how much focus being put on the Pope, but I don't see the real issues at hand. Also, he could make an apology. What does that do? What does an apology do? Oh, I'm sorry. When was the last time any one of you sat down with a murderer, rapist, thief, colonizer, genocidal person and sat down with them so they could say sorry to you? That's the entity that it represents, and we can't stand for that. We need action. We need to do something. We need the people on this that live on this island with us to understand what has happened to us, and that we're not going to allow it to continue.
From McGill, and I'm wondering what the most effective thing McGill students can do to help support you is.
The thing with who we are and with my people is that I cannot tell you what to do. You need to take in what you've heard, what you've seen, and be open to not just take on one opinion. You're supposed to take in what you use and use your brain. Not take what's written or what somebody told you as the end-all be-all. You need to open your minds, and everyone needs to think about what they need to do. I cannot tell you what to do. I'm only a person that protects my children, protects my mother and my grandmother, and that's my job. And I'll do it to the fullest. And what I could say for you to do, or each individual student to do, is to dig down deep, open their minds and say, what's right, what's wrong, what's common sense, which isn't so common anymore, correct? They need to dig down deep, open their minds and think, what can I do? I cannot tell anybody what to do. In my culture, there is no leader. We are all leaders, and we all set by example. That's the way we work. We don't have any hierarchy. There are no kings, there are no queens, there are no this and that, and popes and